Hold up.
Unlock this phone. Unlock this fucking phone before I beat your ass in here.
I'm about to beat this bitch up.
It is 5 days into the new year and I am sick. Sick as hell, actually. My mom is in the other room right now and she literally called me and she was like,
Are you sick?
hi to you, Winx. How are we? That's good. Happy New Year to you all. Love you guys so much. I thought of a good way to bring in the new year, and that is with a story time. If y'all are wondering why I'm closing my eyes so much, it is because it's 12:48 in the morning, and as you can see, it is officially January 6th, which is a Monday, so I need to hurry up, record, edit, get this up to you later today. I thought I was gonna give you guys a really good story time to start off the new year, and as you guys seen by the title, had to put the pause up again. Not me though, not me. I just watched somebody get brutally assaulted. I watched somebody bite the curb in 4K. Like, she didn't actually bite the curb, but I did see somebody get stomped out, and you know what I'm saying? She deserved it. Y'all want to hear about why she deserved it? We're gonna get into why she deserved it. Before we do that though, we got a pregame. You know what I'm saying? We gotta give a like for a pretty face, subscribe to the channel so you guys can see more story times just like this. Please help an African American child reach 1,000 subscribers. I'm not a child though, bitch, I'm 19. We need 256 subscribers to get 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, follow my Instagram. It's somewhere up on the screen. I be looking cute on there sometimes. Anyways, let's get into the story time because I want to pre-record. This is how Petunia's friend got beat up and how I seen it and how I'm here to tell you guys the story today. But this story time that I'm talking about right now on how Petunia had to stomp a bitch out over her respect, it was one particular day. Now, it wasn't a weekend. Me and Petunia were just on the phone and we're just chopping it up. Petunia, she starts telling me about her friend. Now, this friend, we're gonna name her Maria because she was a Hispanic girl. Now, Petunia's telling me about Maria, and Maria is, the way she was describing Maria to me, they seem so close, you know, like me and Petunia, when we were friends, we weren't close, but like we were close. She was describing Maria to me as like they were like sisters. Petunia was black, Maria was Hispanic, so they were like sisters with different fathers or something like that. She was telling me how Maria is just such a loyal friend around her. She's just really giving kudos to Maria. Now, I was a bit confused on why she was telling me this because it's like, girl, okay, like, you gonna like propose to her or something? Like, I'll come to y'all wedding, catch you the bouquet, because baby, I need to find love. The reason why she was telling me on how good of Maria, the reason why she was telling me how Maria was just such a good person was because she wanted to actually bring Maria to our hangout. So me and Petunia was gonna hang out the next day after we was talking on the phone. I think it was maybe like bowling or something me and Petunia were gonna do. And she's like, hey, you know what I'm saying, can I just bring Maria because I want to make this a little bit more fun. She's super charismatic, she's this, she's that. And I'm just like, you know what, girl, do whatever. The more the merrier, you know what I'm saying? She gets super excited. She's like, okay, bet, like this is gonna be a fun time. So we met up at the bowling alley and she gets out with Maria. She was short. She had really, really long hair. She was beautiful, which is so sad because why'd you have to be so fucking fake? We did bowling. Maria seemed so freaking cool. Now, after me, Maria, and Petunia, we hung out that one day, it kind of became like a trio type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like every time we would go out, Maria would be coming and she would be, boom. Now we were just the throuple. We were in a polyamorous relationship. No, I'm just playing. No. We started hanging out more and more and more, and now we became Destiny's Child. I think Destiny's Child had 3 people in it.
The original quartet consisted of Beyonce Knowles, Kelly Rowland, Latavia Robertson, and the Toya Luckett.
He said eventually became a trio, so y'all can decide who the Beyonce was. When things, it went by, time would pass. She had to put the pause on the side chick, basically. She had to fight the side chick. That situation happened and gone and went. Now, what I didn't mention was when Petunia had dropped me off at home, I'm like, you know what, girl, if you need anything, I am right here. She went back to Maria and she told Maria literally everything. She's like, Maria, like, da-da-da-da-da. So she's explaining this entire situation to Maria. Now, so Maria's like, oh my goodness, like, that is so crazy. That is insane. You should have picked me up. All this being said, Maria now knows that Petunia's ex-boyfriend is a sack of human garbage. A couple weeks go by and Maria is still joining us in the group. She's still hanging out with us. It comes one day. Petunia calls me. It's like 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm taking a shower, so I missed Petunia's call at first. We're about to go to the mall, Maria and I. Do you want to come? I'm like, girl, be outside my house in 15 minutes, girl. I'm gonna get dressed. We're bumping in Petunia's Nissan Altima, and we are going to. Petunia wanted to go to some effing store. I don't remember. I think it was like a Foot Locker or something like that, cause she wanted like a specific pair of shoes. When we went into the fucking Foot Locker, Maria looked at me and she starts asking me, and she starts asking me questions about the day that me and Petunia had pulled up on her man cheating. What was he wearing? How did he look? Like, she's just asking me like all these types of questions. Oh, like, do you think he has any friends?
Wait a damn minute.
I'm like, yeah, he has like a couple friends. Like, oh, do you have like their Instagrams or something?
You dumb fucking bitch.
Do I have their Instagrams? I'm like, no, I don't have their Instagrams. Like, mind you, Petunia can hear this because Petunia's like, she's sitting on the bench and she's like trying on shoes. Me and Maria, we walked away to like another section of the store and we're just looking at shoes. That strikes me as weird. And Maria has never given me like a weird type of vibe. So I was like, after I said like no, the conversation completely shut down, and me and Petunia and Maria, we just went on about our day. I thought that was a little bit crazy, but I didn't want to mention it to Petunia because like I just didn't think it was that important. But time goes by once again, and now I'm at my house once again. I'm just chilling at this point. I got a call. Y'all already know who it is. Stop playing with me. It's not Maria, it's Petunia. You stalking my house, ain't you? What, you a private investigator or something? We're just sitting there and we're talking. She looks at me, she's like, I'm gonna tell you something. I was like, what's up? So me and Maria, we were hanging out without you at one time. Damn, bitch, without me? Like, what the fuck? I bring the party to the party. What? One time when you weren't there, she said they were hanging out at her house, and Maria had like, I think went to the kitchen or some shit, but she forgot her phone. Now somebody was blowing up her phone, like texting her like crazy. Now you're gonna immediately see the number or the person's name, but you're not gonna see the message. When Maria was getting all these messages, Petunia just so happened to like look. So Petunia looked over and she seen like who was texting Maria. It was a number texting her, but that number seemed kind of familiar, right? That number seemed kind of familiar. She picks up the phone and she's like trying to clarify if that number is like really real. Now she don't know Maria's password or anything like that, so she can't get into the phone, but that number looks familiar as hell because it was her ex-boyfriend. Maria comes back into the room and she sees that Petunia has her phone and she's like, why are you looking through my phone? She gets hella defensive and she's like shaken up. She gets shaken up. So Petunia's like, who's that texting you? But Petunia's also trying to keep it calm. Like, she didn't want to turn up immediately because she knows Maria. They've known each other for like, I don't know, 4 years at that point. What the hell? And Maria's like, nobody's texting me. Like, but Maria looks down at the phone and she sees that somebody is texting her. So when she's seen that somebody was texting her, and Petunia's like, okay, but who is that texting you though? Like, you can't say that nobody's texting you because I just seen Maria instantly just shuts down and she's like, you know what, I gotta go. Like, I'm gonna leave. So Maria literally starts grabbing her suitcase. She starts grabbing like her suitcase and her clothes, and she's like, no, I'm gonna leave. Like, I'm gonna call my mom. Like, no, it's nobody texting me. Like, she's acting so freaking weird, right? So she's telling me all this, and I'm like, I know something you don't. I know something you will never know. I remembered what Maria had asked me when we were in the mall at that Foot Locker that day that I just never brought up because I don't know. I thought it was weird, yes, but I kept like a mental note on it. Like, I didn't think anything was gonna transpire from it. I start telling her what happened that day at the mall, and Petunia's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, but so, like, she instantly gets hyped. She's like, why didn't you tell me this? I'm like, girl, like, I didn't think nothing of it. Like, I didn't want to tell Petunia to maybe try to like drive a wedge between them. Like, I didn't want to do none of that. Petunia's getting riled up at this place. She's like, no, I seen that number. Like, I know that number. Petunia's like, no, like, I need to know. I need to know if she's texting my ex. Like, I need to know. So I'm gonna set that bitch up. Huh? She was like, no, like we finna get the answer. I'm finna get the answer. So she started dialing up Maria's number. So when she's dialing up Maria's number, I'm looking at her like, girl, oh shit. Like, do I want to text Maria and give her like a heads up? But like, no, because I feel like that's just some real snake shit. So she calls Maria again. And after like a couple rings, Maria had picked up. So I'm thinking in my head, Maria probably forgot about that whole little situation between her and Petunia, because it has been like a couple days since they last seen each other. So Maria probably thought like, oh yeah, she probably forgot. Like, Petunia, she's speeding off. And she's on the phone with Maria, and Maria's like, hey girl, and Petunia's like, hey, like, I got Maya here with me, like, we finna have a sleepover at my grandmother's house, do you want to come? And Maria's like, oh yeah girl, sure, like, I'll be ready in like 15 minutes. She was like, okay, bet, we're on the way. And when she said we're on the way, she was really on the way. Like, we was speeding through we literally got to her house in like under 10 minutes. No, we finna get the truth. We finna get the truth tonight. I don't care. I don't care if I gotta beat this bitch up in my house. Like, I don't really know what to say. Like, I don't want to interfere and be like, Petunia, stop. Maria, were you texting her ex or no? Maria, she comes outside and she comes outside with her suitcase. Not her suitcase. She comes outside with her duffel bag, and she gets in the back seat and she's like, hey girls. And Petunia, she still had that like same like, she literally looked like the Grinch when he stole Christmas. Hey girl, like, yeah, we finna go back to my grandmother's house and we finna and watch movies and shit. Like, it's gonna be a cool little vibe. Petunia speeds back to her grandmother's house. You already know when she speeds, she gotta get some shit done urgently. We all get out the car. We all head inside the grandmother's house. You already know everybody said hello to Nana on the couch. She was on her recliner watching her little family. Everybody set their stuff down and everything like that. And we got real comfortable. It was like an hour and 30. Like, we just sitting up there just watching like random TV shows. Like, everybody just really doing their own thing for real. Until Maria was on a bed, hunched over on her phone, and she was just urgently texting somebody. Like, I'm just hearing, Petunia looks at Maria. She looks at me. Petunia gets off her phone. She gets up off the bed and she goes and locks the door. It's getting hot. It's getting hot. Maria's on one side of the bed, Petunia's on the other side of the bed. Petunia walks up and she's like, Maria. And Maria, she was like, yeah. But she didn't like look up from her phone. She's just still like texting somebody. Who are you texting? She instantly, as soon as she hears, who are you texting? She closes her phone. Like, she turns off her phone and she looks at Petunia. And she walks up closer to Maria. And she's like, let me see your phone. And Maria's like, no, like, you can't see my phone. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck are you talking about? No, I'm not going to give you my phone. Maria's standing 10 tones down and she's not going to give Petunia her phone. Petunia's like, was you texting my ex? Maria's like, what the fuck are you even talking about? No, I'm not texting my ex. Petunia snatches Maria's phone out of her hand. She swipes up to like the notification center and she sees all these messages from the same exact number. The same exact numbers. Maria, she gets up and she's like trying to run towards Petunia. Petunia's like, so what the fuck is this? Well, who the fuck is this? Unlock this phone. Unlock this fucking phone before I beat your ass in here. Ooh. Maria's like, I don't have to explain nothing to you. So Maria, she turns around and she like goes for her duffel bag. And Petunia's like, bitch, give me that phone. Petunia grabs Maria's phone and they're literally wrestling for this phone. So I get up and I'm like, I try to get Petunia off Maria and Petunia punches Maria in the fucking face. We didn't even get an answer yet. Maria screams, like she screams and she puts her hands up like this so she drops her phone. But coincidentally, when she drops her phone, I don't know if it was maybe a Face ID. I don't know how Maria's phone got unlocked, but Maria's unlocked phone is on the floor. So Petunia grabs Maria's phone and she hurt, y'all. When I tell you this bitch move like feeding a solace when she's like looking for some shit. Maria's falling over on the floor. Petunia pushed up off me, grabbed the phone, and ran up out her bedroom. I don't know how she got that bedroom door unlocked so fast. And she runs up out of there and she runs into the bathroom. So Maria, she's not even acknowledging me. She literally runs up and she's like banging on the door. She's like, get. So Petunia is literally just in the bathroom. She was going through Maria's phone, y'all. When I tell y'all, the messages that Petunia had found in Maria's phone between her ex and Maria trying to bone her ex. Like, she was talking so much trash on Petunia. Like, she's yelling so loud to the point where her grandmother, Petunia's grandmother, came up. She's like, what's going on? What's going on? Maria's like, she took my phone. She took my phone. Commotion. Petunia told me later that she found that like Maria was trying to mess with her ex. Maria was bad mouthing Petunia. Maria told Petunia's ex that Petunia was ghetto. He should F with a Spanish or Hispanic girl. Like, Maria was just so fake. She was bad mouthing Petunia like 135%, and she was trying to screw Petunia's ex, and they were actually going to do it, but Petunia had called her and was like, hey, let's have a sleepover. So plans had changed, so they were gonna actually do it like the next night. Maria was actually going to go see Petunia's ex. She was going to go see her friend's ex to smash him. I don't know how Petunia got all of that in a matter of like 2 minutes. But when I tell y'all, Petunia hit the man. Petunia opened up that door and the first person that she seen was Maria. Bam! She hit Maria in the face, y'all. She hit Maria in the face again. Y'all, I'm backing up. I'm like, oh shit. Y'all, they started scrapping. The grandmother's like, hey, cut that ish out. Cut that shit out. I'm like, girl, you finding your grandmama crib? Girl, we all finna get put on the street in a second if you don't cut that shit out. Y'all, Petunia was fucking hurt up. Christian black lady, but she was also hood. Now, we wasn't gonna jump Maria in the house, but Petunia's grandmother was like, hey, take that shit outside. Don't bring that shit in my house. Maria, she's on the ground. Her hair's all messed up and everything. Petunia gets up off Maria instantly. She gets up off Maria instantly. After her grandmother was like, hey, take that ish outside. Take it to the backyard. If y'all want to fight, take it to the backyard. Petunia gets up off Maria. So she gets up off Maria and she's like, come on, come on, come on. And Maria, she's like, fuck you, man, fuck you. She looks at me, fuck you.
So now why am I in it? And you could have did it.
See how I get wrong because you never apologized.
The only person she's not saying fuck you to is the grandma. She grabs her phone. She's like, I'm fucking leaving. Man. She grabs her phone, because her phone of course fell on the floor. She grabs her phone about the floor and she goes back into Petunia's room to go get her stuff, right? Petunia was backing up because she wanted to go to the backyard. No, when she went back into her room, oh, Petunia was like, no, I'm gonna beat this bitch up. Grandma, I'm gonna beat this bitch up. Fucking ran back into her room and she just mega. She's dragging Maria. She's slamming her into her dresser. Maria is screaming, y'all. She's screaming bloody murder, y'all. She beat the shit out of Maria. She kicked her in the head a couple times. She is just dragging her. She is punching her. She is beating her. She is like, you fake. My ex, you trying to my ex. Maria's like, it's not even like that. And she's screaming all the while. Like, she is just screaming while getting beat up. And I'm just like, I'm gonna break this fight up, but bitch, you know you wrong. So I'm grabbing Petunia. Petunia's like, get the fuck off me, Michelle. And I'm like, no, just let her go. Just let her go. Just let her go. So when I grab her by the waist, I back her into the corner. And Maria, she gets up and she fixes her hair and she's literally crying. She's bawling at this point. Fuck you. Fuck you. So he's like, fuck me. Fuck you. You trying to F my ex. Get the fuck out of my house. Calling Maria everything but a child of the Lord. So Maria, she finally grabs her stuff and Petunia's grandma is like, I'm gonna drop you off. Maria's like, no, it's cool. It's cool. So I guess Maria called like a ride or something, but she left that house. I guess she like waited on the lawn crying and sniffling. Finally, after all of this transpired, Petunia started explaining the situation to her grandma. grandmother. And she's like, that bitch was texting my ex. Now, of course, Petunia told her grandmother everything that transpired between her and her ex. Petunia's grandmother is like, okay, but you didn't have to fight in my house though. You could have told her to take it outside. And Petunia was like, nah, that bitch is scary, son. That bitch is scary. That bitch was not gonna fight outside. Petunia's grandmother is like, she's like, well, clean all this shit up. When Petunia was fighting Maria, she fucked her room up. She glass fell on the floor from a candle. Like later on that night, I think Maria had texted me. She was like, that's crazy that you knew that she was finna fight me and you didn't even tell me, like you're fake. She called me fake, bitch, hold on. So later on that night, because I did stay at Petunia's house because we were actually gonna have a sleepover, minus the fake bitch. And all this stuff, like she sent me a long paragraph telling me that I'm a fake bitch because I didn't tell her that Petunia was gonna fuck her up, which I mean, that's honestly debatable. I didn't think that it was gonna go down the way that it went down, but like you were like sneak texting her man on the low and trying to smash him, and I'm the fake bitch.
Okay.
That's the end of my story. Go ahead and give a like if you're not a fake ass bitch who's gonna fuck somebody's man. Give a like for that. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are, like I said, not a fake ass bitch. No, I'm sorry. Subscribe to the channel so you guys can get more interesting story times just like this one. I love you guys so freaking much. Follow my Instagram if you would like, because I look good on there at all times. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.